Okay, so I planned for ages to make this video about 2012, but never got around to it for various reasons, blah blah blah. And some people seem to think that the world was suddenly going to end on the New Year's Day 2012, but you know, that's kind of ridiculous because it's just the world wouldn't just suddenly end with no warning, blah blah blah. There'd have to be some sort of lead up and people would notice, so obviously it wasn't going to miraculously end, but it's beside the point. And some people still think, oh, the world may end this year. It's highly unlikely. I mean, pop. Almost pop from a pop bottle. But yeah, it's more likely in about 15-20 years when like things like global warming or other predicted things are a lot more predicted for that sort of period rather than right now. So if the world's going to end, it would be about then. So that maybe that's not what the prophecy meant. And you know, people prophesied about this. And to start off, I've got to say, just because my initials are JCB, I'm not Jesus Christ number 2, Jesus Christ B. And just because my name's in half the year, Jason, doesn't make anything like that. So, you know, don't go confusing any of that for any of that. But maybe 2012 is the year when it's the end of the world as we know it. You know, people decide to actually change and not just think narrow-mindedly that, you know, it doesn't matter what we do, blah blah blah, that things will happen, whatever will happen. Because if everyone decides to make a change, then you can change it so that global warming won't have as big of an effect, you know, actually make your little difference. And if everyone actually made their little difference, it all adds up and then it could change things. And it's like, for example, when I was back in high school years ago, there was this chart on the wall that said when all the fossil fuels will run out, and I was pointed out that things will run out in our lifetime, and all the other people were like, oh yeah, that's not going to happen, blah blah blah. But obviously this poster was really old, that even then it looks like an old poster, so if they knew back then, why did people not do anything about it? They were just ignorant, they'd leave it till the last minute, it won't matter, you know. But if they'd have made efforts to reduce consumption and all that, then it wouldn't be the big problem that it is now. Look at all the prices suddenly rising because all of a sudden it's a big deal because it's about to run out, so they have to panic, you know. If they'd have made all these things when they first discovered it and actually made an effort not to waste all and all this, then we might be in a different situation. But as usual, people don't care, you know. It's not directly to do with me, we'll just shove it aside and it'll sort itself out. Did it sort itself out? No. Never does. And another thing is like hoarding of information, all this, like everyone wants to be rich, and that's why inflation's here, so that the rich people have, you know, they don't save all their money with nothing to spend it on. Prices get inflated so that savings are affected and you're not saving as much, you know, you have to spend your money so that there aren't all these ultra rich people, but in the end it affects the poor people, so you have to raise their wages to get them paid more, and you know, it's just constantly going up and up and up, and it's never going to work, you know. That's why they start making breaks in the first year, because back in the old days it used to be they built stuff to last, and they did, but then they realised, oh crap, we can't keep selling stuff if they keep hold of good stuff, so we'll make it designed to last about a year, and they'll have to buy our new product that's shit and will break again in a year. You know? So that's just stupid, you know. Just find a way of making it so that you don't need money, you know. I'm sure we're old enough as a race that we can handle not being greedy and just grabbing everything because it's free, you know, just take what you need and share, and I'm sure people would get used to it. But maybe not everyone, there'll still be some greedy people, but I'm sure there'll be enough people that let them. It's the same with religion, like organised religion. People always fight about that, and look at George Bush, he was a big religious person, and how he wanted to start a war because he believes that God told him to. So, you know, he just wants the world to end because he believes he had to, because it was his religious right to. So, it's wrong because everyone argues over what's right, what's wrong, and some mistranslations through most of the ages as well, with half of this, like the Red Sea is the Reedy Sea, it wasn't actually water, it was just reeds that he parted, and blah 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 blah. So, you know, organised religion is dangerous. It's very dangerous, and it was originally there because there was no laws, and it was to make people scared to be good. But now I'm sure we're not that thick that we need to be controllers. You know, I'm sure we can be good without being scared of some sort of higher power. I'm not saying there isn't a higher power, or there is, but you know, that's your choice. Just organised religion is dangerous. You can believe what you want, but don't force it on society. Don't have governments controlling things via that. Don't force it on children. Like in school, you were forced to do religion. When you chose not to do religion, they took away PE to teach you religion. You know, you lost the PE lesson, which is far more vital than RE. I mean, yes, I was good at RE and did it easy, when I wasn't even getting a GCSE with it, and I was forced to study it instead of PE because I didn't choose it as an active subject. That was just ridiculous. I mean, what was the point in that? And it just doesn't make sense. And the one thing is as well, like the original 10 Commandments, does it say anywhere you have to go to worship or anything regularly? No, it's just how to live, you know, don't lie, don't steal, don't be greedy, blah blah blah. So, and one of them as well is don't worship gods, you know. What sort of God wants to be worshipped? What sort of God demands to be worshipped? If that's what it takes to be in the afterlife, that's not really a fair system, is it? That you have to worship a God to get into the afterlife, otherwise you're punished. It's stupid. And the ideas of heaven and hell as well, I mean, what makes sense? Is the devil evil when he punishes evil people and the demons make sure that evil people don't escape? So, yeah, and people think that anyone who thinks that is just stupid. Like, for example, and when you're in primary school, you're made to chant the Lord's Prayer like some sort of curse, you know. Thy will be done on heaven as it is on earth, making heaven on earth. So heaven and hell are melded together on earth. So some people get all good in their life no matter what, because they're on the heavenly existence, and some people get all hell on earth. Even if they're good people, they get all the bad stuff no matter what. Nothing to be changed, just because they've got the hell existence, and then their soul goes on to the next life, and maybe it's affected by this life's actions, but if it's eternity of hell no matter what, you can't get out. That's just stupid, because people change, that's the whole point. What's the point? And that's why people do bad things. So, you know, they figure, oh, I've done this one bad thing, maybe by accident, so they think, bugger it, you know, I'm cursed, I might as well just keep doing bad things. You know, it's just stupid, because people can change, people can repent, people can turn their lives around, but organised religion doesn't allow for that. And like, it's dictated by a power, you know. What sort of system wants power? And that's not right, you know. Your religious system shouldn't be a power-mongering system. It shouldn't want to control everything. It should allow people to be people. That's why, if there is a higher power, the fairer system is, and that's why people aren't, you know, rewarded or punished. You know, prayers are unheard because the best way is free will. Yeah, stupid. Yeah, I struggle with words sometimes for some reason. But if you give people free will, it's their choice, you know. They're given control. You've got your own control, you make your own life, and those around you make your life. it's not dictated by some all-seeing power. It's just, you've got your life and make with it what you can. Be the best that you can be a good person, don't be a twat. So yeah, that's why I believe that you should live by a way of life rather than a religion. So it's just a matter of don't lie, if you don't lie to people, they won't lie to you. If everyone didn't lie, then there'd be no misunderstandings, no confusion, no mistrusts, and people would just generally be good to each other. And I believe that we're old enough as a race that we can do that, And one thing that I read as well is that human evolution cannot go any further, because if we do, then we won't have as good social skills as we do right now, because our brains will evolve so much that we'll develop more and more mental problems like OCD and bipolar and things like that. But 1 in 4 people suffer with it at the moment anyway, so does that mean 1 in 4 people are more evolved? Or, because if you look back at the ages, look at your famous artists, your famous business breakthroughs and all that, they're all done by people suffering from these ailments. So are they further along on the evolutionary scale? Who knows? Who's to say? Only time will tell, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I can't think what else I was going to say. I'm sure there was a lot more I was going to say, but yeah, basically live by a way of life rather than religion. Don't ask for religions on the job applications and all that. It's just stupid. Don't involve it in society. It's, you shouldn't be forced to do all this. If you want to do that, that's your choice. Don't force it on other people. Don't force religion on other people. Don't force your mindset. If someone has a different religion than you, be accepting of it. Don't punish them. Just because the religion, for example Christianity, they stole from other religions the good stuff and lied about things like voodoo, saying they murdered people when voodoo were healing from magic, and really it was Christianity that was doing all these acts that they were blaming on other people. So, but if you look at Christians in society today, most of them don't know any of this. They just accept it because Christianity's the common religion and they want to believe in a God. So even though there's all this history that was wrong, it's nothing to do with the people that actually believe in Christianity. They don't accept all of everything that is Christianity. They just do, they take what they want out of it and get on with life. So why not just have a way of life rather than a religion? Which is why I'm stealing the term from the science fiction program, because it goes with the way of life. So Wayism, why not call it that? Have a way, follow the way rather than a religion. You can believe in some higher power, you can believe in Mother Nature, you can believe in faith, you can believe in a predefined destiny, you can believe in absolutely nothing, you can believe in science, you can believe in whatever you want, you can believe in a flying octopus with 20 tails. Whatever that is, I don't know, I just made it up. But just be you, just be a good person rather than being mean to everyone, because when you be mean to other people, that gets passed on and they be mean to other people and it just makes everyone's day bad. You decide to put a stop to it and be good and have one kind act a day, whatever, not lie, then society will be better. And share information rather than hoard it. For example, like the military, they build all this advanced technology and they lock it away under military secret acts for 20 years and then it becomes in the mainstream society. So if they didn't do all that, we'd have more technology than we have. If people didn't hoard away knowledge, we'd know more than we do, because a lot of it's under secret wraps until it becomes things, patented medicines, If they weren't patented, they'd be cheaper, there'd be more of it. No, they want to make money off it, so they patent it and sell it for like £200 a pill, and the patent drops and it drops to £5 a pill. But saying that with pills, like painkillers, I don't believe in painkillers because if you've got pain, find the source of the pain rather than cover it up with painkiller. For example, you get a headache, it might be dehydration, it might be lack of food, it might be a lack of exercise, you might need glasses, it might be a tumour, it could be anything. Get it checked out, don't just hide it away with painkillers. I mean, it's only if you've got some really intense pain and you're going to get it checked out, then maybe you could use the painkiller till you get checked out. Don't just cover it away and ignore it. Get it sorted. So yeah, why don't we make 2012 the end of life as we know it and make a better start. Make a new life for it ourselves, Make the future a good one rather than a potentially bad one where we just argue and complain and start wars and destroy the planet and, just screw everything up. It's our choice, The future is what we make it. Make your choice now. Do you want to be the ignorant person who just let everything go to waste, or do you want to fight for humanity to be better than it is, to strive to go into the next generation? I mean, we've gone into the new millennium, so it's time for a new start. It's time to set things on the right track and actually work together to make humanity better. I mean, also with racism, until we were taught it in high school, I was just like, yeah, they're normal people, but now you get taught in high school, you read To Kill a Mockingbird because it's very relevant, because you must know that everyone treated black people differently, even though they're just human beings like us. Stupid. I really didn't notice until we were taught that, just like, hey, it's a normal person. And then, no, you're taught, oh, look, they're different. Make a big deal of them being different. So what if people are different? It's, genetic diversity is the way of life, you're meant to do that. Biodiversity helps humanity, because the more diverse everyone is, then the better we are at surviving illnesses and things like that. And also biodiversity creates new strains, that's how we advance and possibly evolve, once we get the right combination, then that's the next step of evolution. So perhaps it's natural for us all to mingle and join as one. Perhaps once humanity is just one amalgamation of everything, then that might be the next step. Or like I say, it might be mental illness, because we think differently, and there's so many diverse mental illnesses out there, and that's people thinking differently. That's humanity trying to find what's right in the way of thinking. So maybe one of them is the way it will settle, Not saying which one might be the best one, because I've seen some have downsides, some have good sides, but it's trying new things out. That is humanity evolving. It's experimenting, it's trying things, it's trying to find out what works for humanity to evolve. And then once it finds the right combination, that's how humanity will evolve. Or maybe it will have several different types of humans, like normal evolution, and then there'll be like the OCD humans, the bipolar humans, the antisocial humans. Who knows? But yeah, make 2012, even if it's just you making a change. Share this video if you want, share the message that everyone can change and everyone can work together to be better. But as long as you feel that you're being good in yourself and you're doing everything you can to make the world around you better, then do it and live life to the full. It's short, don't waste it, If you want to do something, go ahead and do it, don't be scared. The worst that can happen is someone can say no, or, you fail. But at least you'll know you've tried. If you don't try, that's where you regret it, if you never try. So take care and have a good year. See you then.